Hey guys, what's up? It is Ranger back with another video, and Happy New Year to everyone. It is very late for me to say that, but 2020, Ford kind of had hit a few curveballs, so didn't really have any thing going on, for the end of that year. But I hope everyone's New Year has been going, well. Or at least as well as it can be if it's anything like over here. It's been a bit crazy with some weather stuff. It's supposed to be getting snow tomorrow, so that'll be fun. But Wattpad recently celebrated its 18th birthday. For those who don't know, Wattpad is a reading and writing platform where not only can you read and write books, books to put onto the platform. There are also different kinds of competitions. You can put your stuff, or different kind of contests you can put your stuff into. They have a yearly awards thing called the Whatties that you can submit your work to if it is eligible. They put out the things for that throughout the year, and whether you want to do and you can even get stuff actually published if you go that route as well. So if that's something you're interested in, or you just want to write for fun, feel free to check it out. I personally, love it, and they actually put out one of their main profiles, their fantasy profile, actually put out this little memory wall and challenge, which basically is a series of questions, kind of involving where you yourself started out with the writing and everything. So I decided that I was gonna bring this on to the channel as well, because I felt like it was an interesting concept for this as well. I did already put this onto my Wattpad. So if you guys want to check it out, check out what I said on that, which will be along the same lines, or even the other stuff I've got on there. I will leave my Wattpad down below. I'll leave my main Wattpad as well as my second account that I created down below. So for the first question that they have on there, they ask, how did you find out about Wattpad? The way I first found out about Wattpad was in high school. I don't really remember what was going on, and that day I know we were in the library for some reason. I don't fully remember if we were just doing something in the library, or if it was one of the days that our teacher was absent that day. So we were in the library for something. A friend of mine knew that I enjoyed doing my own little writings that I did in school. I used to have these journals that I would make up little stories in. I cannot find those. I never found those before moving to this house, so I don't know where those ended up. We may have thrown them away, and I just don't know. I used to do that a lot, so a friend of mine recommended it. And I didn't really write anything for that first year, but we'll elaborate on that more in future stuff. What was the first story I ever read on the platform. I am not entirely sure. I know that it was a fan fiction, but I don't know which one. Because there was two that I remember reading, from the start. One of them was a Once Upon a Time, fan fiction, and the other was a Kingdom Hearts fan fiction. Where this girl ends up being transported into the game. I don't remember all the details since it was so long ago, but those were the first two stories that I can think of that would have been my first. What was your first fan fiction, and how far has it come? And this is a bit of a tricky one, because I actually started with three books when I first got onto the platform. One of the first stories I started out with was an original Christmas story called An Orphan's Christmas, which I really did enjoy creating at the time. But unfortunately, I did end up unpublishing it from the platform, mainly because I ended up forgetting that it existed and didn't update it for a long time. I do still want to go back to that, because I really did enjoy the story. The second book I started and scrapped as well was a book called Daughters of Light, which was originally going to be part of a series called Heroes of Light and Dark. It was the first one that I tried to do multiple perspectives on. As being someone who didn't really master that yet, that was not a good idea. So I ended up scrapping that. But I did end up bringing its concept back with my characters of Synergen's Kingdom of Astralic. I ended up bringing that concept back. They sort of got a reboot in a way. And the third one, which ended up going the furthest, even to this day, is Lab Rats in Central City, which was the very first book of my ongoing series, The Wetverse, which I'll be honest, I am probably going to end it. I'm not 100% on it just yet still, but there's a possibility that I might be ending it for good, or at least giving it some sort of open ending. I'll get into that in another video later on. When is your Wattpad anniversary? I actually have two different anniversaries for both accounts. For my main account, it is on March 9th, and for my second account, it is on June 8th. So for my main account, I have been on it. I have been on Wattpad for 8 years, and for the second account, I've only had it for a few months. The next question is just Wattpad journey as a whole. Honestly, it kind of became more than I had initially expected it to. Not only just with creating the Wetverse and everything else within it, but also being able to sort of collaborate in a way with other users, whether it was actually writing together or just bouncing off ideas with each other. It just became a great community to be in. There's a funny thing about this next question, which is my favorite Wattpad moment, which actually involves a buddy of mine, Brave Loyal Boy, or Ian, whichever you want to call him, who if you've watched some of my stuff on Twitch in the past, or re-uploaded on here with my writing streams with him. Uh, we've done those. We've done those together. I've known him from Wattpad for a long time at this point. And he had sent me this meme around the time that I was writing one of my stories called Wattpad Champions. He had sent me this meme that was a raccoon, and it was it was saying waiting for the next. It was like something about waiting for the next chapter of Wattpad Champions, which if I can find it in my camera roll, I'll put it over here. But that was a funny thing for me, especially at the time. What is my favorite Wattpad read? Now on Wattpad, I did put that this person was no longer on Wattpad. I can confirm this is not true anymore. He actually just recently got back onto Wattpad, which is a user named Brandon B. Hall, who I've known for a few years. I think I knew him before I got on Wattpad, before either of us got onto Wattpad. And I put his series that is called the Drake series, which I kind of brought into the Webverse a little bit. So there's kind of a little connection there, and I think he actually adapted the future of his storyline into the event that he played in Webverse as well, which is a pretty neat detail. How has Wattpad helped me? I really think that interacting with the community definitely helped me out with brainstorming ideas. At the time, Wattpad did take away the ability to message people, which is kind of annoying, since that was mainly how you could do one-on-ones before. So now the only way you can really do it is through the conversations tab, or commenting on someone's stuff. But yeah, just a collaboration in a way was really one of the best things that kind of helped me out in a lot of different situations. And what would my advice be to future readers finding stories and new communities and building communities? My bad. My general advice would be to not be afraid to get involved with something if you have the ability to. I had that experience myself when I actually got an email from Wattpad about my book Son of Siren, and how it was eligible to be in the Whatties Awards, which I did not know what that was at the time. I ignored it. Despite it being eligible at the time, because back then fan fiction was actually a category you could put in there. Now they've removed fan fiction, and after figuring out what it was, I still didn't really feel comfortable with it, since I didn't fully understand what all of it was. If I could do it again, probably would just put it on there to see how it does. But in the end, it also felt like a tricky category anyway, because it's fan fiction, and I feel like you get in some trouble, for those. But there may have been a way that it worked. I don't know. what can readers look forward to on your profile? Too many things. There's definitely a lot of plans for my main account. I definitely have too many fanfiction ideas. Like I said, the fate of the Whatverse will be revealed in a different video, and I will hopefully be updating stories that have been unupdated for way too long. As for my second account that I have on there, I don't have anything set in stone time-wise yet, but there are plans to create some more original stories that are kind of outside of what I usually do. I've got one fan fiction that I'm thinking of doing just in a bit of a different way than I do on my regular account, kind of making it a bit more distant from what the base material is, while also finding small bits to keep it connected. I have currently been doing a collaboration with Brave Loyal Boy, which the writing streams we are planning to get back into again at some point. Stuff has just kind of gotten in the way of both ends. We both get busy from time to time, and I've actually been talking with Brandon B. Hall, who I mentioned early in the video. We've actually been talking about starting our own little Spider-Verse thing. So that'll be fun if we can get that thing going. And that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Wattpad journey video. Be sure to let me know you guys' thoughts below, as well as anything you guys want to see in this new year. I am hoping to post some more, but I will be honest, the beginning of this year, it's gotta be on and off at first for the beginning of this year, but I'm hoping to do more throughout this year than I have done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe with the big red button down below, and comment down your thoughts on anything regarding this video or anything I should do in the future. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, embrace the chaos.